Hello everyone. In our previous videos, we have studied about meristematic tissue and simple permanent tissue. And today we are going to study about protective tissues. See, what are protective tissues? Protective tissues, they are usually present in the outermost layer of the plant body, such as leaves, stem and root. And they offer protection to the plant body. They prevent desiccation, mechanical injury and infection in plants. What is desiccation? Desiccation is the removal of moisture and they prevent mechanical injury and infection. And protective tissue, they are of two types, epidermis and cork. Protective tissue, it is also called dermal tissue. And first of all, we will study about epidermis. See, epidermis, it is the outermost layer of the plant body, such as leaves, flowers, stem and roots. And epidermis, it is one cell thick and is covered with cuticle. What is cuticle? Cuticle is a waterproof layer of a waxy substance called cutin. And you know, cutin, it is secreted by epidermal cells. And cuticle, it is more thicker in xerophytes. Xerophytes, what are xerophytes? Desert plants. So it is thicker in xerophytes and thinner in normal plants. And cells of epidermis, they are elongated and flattened. So cells of epidermis, they are elongated and flattened and they do not contain any intercellular space between them. There is no intercellular space between the cells of epidermis. And the main function of epidermis is to protect the plant body from desiccation and infection. What is desiccation? Removal of moisture. And cuticle of epidermis, it helps to reduce water loss by evaporation from the plant surface. Cuticle, it is present in leaves, outermost covering of leaves. So it prevents water loss. And epidermis of leaves, it has minute pores and these minute pores are called stomata. Stomata, they are enclosed by two kidney shaped cells. Stomata, they are present in leaves. So they are enclosed by two kidney shaped cells called guard cells and they are necessary for exchanging gases with the atmosphere. Because during photosynthesis, plants take carbon dioxide and they release oxygen in the atmosphere. So this gaseous exchange, it takes place through stomata. And you know, transpiration also takes place through stomata. Transpiration is the loss of water in the form of water vapor. So this process of transpiration also takes place through stomata. And epidermal cells of roots. Epidermis, it is present in roots also. So their function is water absorption. So epidermal cells of roots, they commonly bear long hair-like parts that greatly increases the total absorptive surface area. Because these root hair, they increase the surface area for water absorption. So epidermis, this is the function of epidermis in leaves and in roots. Now the second type of protective tissue, cork. Protective tissue, they are of two types, epidermis and cork. And what is cork? Let's study. As plants grow older, the outer protective tissue called epidermis. Epidermis, it is the outermost layer. So it undergoes certain changes and a strip of secondary meristem called cork cambium. About cork cambium, we have studied in meristematic tissue. See, meristematic tissue, they are of three types, apical, intercalary and lateral. And lateral meristem, it is of two types, cork cambium and vascular cambium. What is cambium? Cambium is the region which causes growth in thickness. And lateral meristem, it increases girth. It increases diameter of root and stem. So cork cambium, it forms layers of cells which constitute the cork. And cells of cork, they are dead and compactly arranged without intercellular spaces. There is no intercellular space between the cells. And these cells are dead. They have a substance called suberin in their walls. In their cell walls, they have suberin. What is suberin? It is a wax-like fatty substance. So it makes them impervious to gases and water. What is the meaning of impervious? Not allowing to pass through. So it makes them impervious to gases and water. So cork tissue, it is protective tissue and these are the functions of cork tissue. Now let's study about complex permanent tissues in plants? See, they are those permanent tissues which are made of more than one type of cells which work together to perform a particular function. Means these tissues are made up of more than one type of cells. And these are vascular tissues and they are of two types. What are these two types? Let's study. Complex permanent tissues are divided into two types, xylem and phloem. And they are also called vascular tissue or conducting tissues. So let's study about xylem. See, xylem, it is a complex permanent tissue which takes part in conduction of water and minerals. So xylem, it conducts water and minerals. And additionally, it provides mechanical strength. It provides mechanical strength to plant. And it consists of four types of elements. And what are these cells? Tracheids, vessels, xylem fibers and xylem parenchyma. So these are the four types of cells. And tracheids and vessels, they have thick walls. And tracheids and vessels, they are tubular in structure. This allows them to transport water and minerals vertically. And tracheids, they are elongated cells with tapering ends. The tracheids, they do not have open ends like vessels, so that the water has to pass from cell to cell through the pits because they have small pits in them. And xylem parenchyma, it stores food. And xylem fibers, they are mainly supportive in function because they provide mechanical strength. And xylem tissue, it is made up of dead cells. Xylem parenchyma, except xylem parenchyma, other xylem elements are dead. And that is why it is called dead tissue. Okay? Xylem parenchyma is living part. But tracheids, vessels and xylem fiber, they are dead cells. Now let's study about phloem. Phloem is called living conducting tissue and it is made up of four types of cells: sieve elements, companion cells, phloem fibers and phloem parenchyma. And sieve elements, it is composed of two types of cells, sieve cells and sieve tubes. Both are the elements of sieve element. Means sieve element, it has two types of cells, a category of phloem cells, and both are living cells. They both transport food materials. And sieve tubes are tubular cells with perforated walls. Perforated walls means they have holes. And sieve tube cells, they are placed end to end in a linear row. Sieve tube cells, they are placed end to end and it forms a linear row. And sieve tube plate is perforated wall between sieve elements in vascular plants. And they are the outer end walls of the sieve tube elements and containing many pores through which nutrients are transported. And now companion cells. Companion cells, they are generally associated with sieve tubes. They are connected to the sieve tube cells. And companion cells, they have dense cytoplasm and prominent nucleus. And now phloem parenchyma, it performs two functions. One is of storage and it slows the lateral conduction of food. And phloem fibers, they are dead cells. They provide mechanical strength to the tissue. And except phloem fibers, other phloem cells, they are living cells. That is why it is called living conducting tissue. So this is phloem.